एष मानवी ते गर्भं प्रविष्टः कैटभार्दन अविद्या संशया ग्रंथिं छित्त्वा गां विचरिष्यति एष मानवी ते गर्भं प्रविष्टः कैटभार्दन अविद्या संशय ग्रंथिं छित्त्वा गां विचरिष्यति. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Esha, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Manvi, O daughter of Manu. Te, your, Garbham, womb, Pravishta, has entered, Katavardhana, the killer of the demon Katav, Avidya, of ignorance, Samsaya, and of doubt, Granthim, the knot, Chitva, cutting off, Gam, the word, Vicharishyati, he will travel over. Translation. Lord Brahma then told Devahuti, my dear daughter of Manu, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who killed the demon Katav is now within your womb. He will cut off all the knots of your ignorance and doubt. Then he will travel all over the world. Here, the word avidya is very significant. Avidya means forgetfulness of one's identity. Every one of us is a spirit soul, but we have forgotten. We think I am this body. This is called avidya. Samshaya Granthi means doubtfulness. The knot of doubtfulness is tied when the soul identifies with the material world. That knot is also called ahankar, the junction of matter and spirit. By proper knowledge received from the scriptures in disciplic succession and by proper application of that knowledge, one can free himself from this binding combination of matter and spirit. Brahma assures Devahuti that her son will enlighten her, and after enlightening her, he will travel all over the world, distributing the system of Sankhya philosophy. The word samshaya means doubtful knowledge. Speculative and pseudo-yogic knowledge is all doubtful. At the present moment, the so-called yoga system is prosecuted on the understanding that by agitation of different stations of bodily construction, one can find that he is God. The mental speculators think similarly, but they are all doubtful. Real knowledge is expounded in Bhagavad Gita. Just become Krishna conscious. Just worship Krishna and become a devotee of Krishna. That is real knowledge. And anyone who follows that system becomes perfect without a doubt. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarine Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Seek your blessing. I also pay my obeisances to Sri Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva, giving me his blessing so that I can do some Shastra reading and purify my heart, which enhances my attraction towards devotional service. Now, we are reading from this third canto, chapter number 24. It's titled Renunciation of Kardama Muni. The context is that Kardama Muni is about to, he was about to leave for renounced order after begetting nine daughters in the womb of Mother Devahuti. And then Mother Devahuti asked for that who will be my shelter after you have gone to the renounced order. All my nine daughters will be married and they will go to their husband's place. So please uh, beget a son so that he can become my shelter. That is our parampara, that uh, mother or a lady is, when she takes birth, is uh, under the shelter of her father. After that, she gets married and comes under the shelter of or the protection of husband. And after that, when they have uh, kids, she and then husband retires, then the son or sons take care of the mother. That is the system. But in this process, Mother Devahuti is lamenting that I was engaged in the sense gratification. Though she was not, she served very nicely, as we have already studied, that she served her husband very nicely, so much so that she did not take care of her own body and she was emaciated and her hair was sullied and there are knots in her hair. But when she expressed that she wanted to have sons or she wanted to have progeny, that is what Kardam Muni was ordered by his father, Lord Brahma. So Kardama Muni, with his yogic power, he creates a floating mansion which takes them all around and is filled with all the comforts, so much so that even the walls and the pillars are bedecked with jewels, wonderful jewels, very precious jewels. And there are maid servants who are taking care of Mother Devahuti and getting her ready. And Kardama Muni expands in 9 different forms to give pleasure to Mother Deva. But after all this, now there is a point where Kardama Muni is about to leave. Mother Devahuti is lamenting, and that's where Lord Brahma, who is the father-in-law of Mother Devahuti, has appeared, and he is glorifying in this chapter uh, his daughter-in-law, that is Mother Devahuti. Also his son Kardama Muni, that he's saying that you have perfectly showed what a son's duty should be. And what a son's duty should be is to say yes to the orders of his father and his spiritual master. And after that, in the context of this verse, um, Lord Brahma is referring to Mother Devahuti as Manavi. Hey Manavi. Manavi means the daughter of Manu. Now, I was listening to a class from Devamit Maharaj, and he says that it is a custom to refer one to the parampara system or the family system in which that person has born or taken shelter, because that signifies that what are the qualities, what are the gunas this person is inheriting. So when Lord Brahma is referring to Mother Devahuti as Manavi, daughter of daughter of Manu, Swayambhu Manu, so he is reminding Mother Devahuti that, see what qualities you are inheriting from your father. You should be perfectly situated. You should have the knowledge of that you are not this body, but you are the spirit soul, and you have a duty to perform that is which has been ordered by Lordship, that you have to increase the progeny, bring the good souls in this world. So that is why we see that so many times, even when we chant the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada, we say Namaste Saraswate Devi, means the disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. That we are remembering Srila Prabhupada in connection with the Guru Parampara. Even in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna refers to Arjuna, he tells him many times, Hey Kaunteya, Hey Bhartarshabha. Means you are the son of Kunti, Mother Kunti, who is relative to Krishna himself. You are in the lineage of Maharaj Bharat, to remind, that what kind of guna qualities. Maharaj explains that, but in Bhagavatam only, it is actually explained that in the 12th canto, that in the Kali Yuga, the qualities will not be known by the achar and gun and janma. What will be how people will be known? Vittameva kalo nrinam, janma achar gunodaya. It's the money itself which will define that, oh, if the person has a lot of money, this person must be from a very good family, must have very good achar, and then must have very good qualities, guna. So that is the deterioration. This is not but the Vedic system. In the Vedic system, money has no meaning. We see right from this union of Mother Devahuti and Kardama Muni, that Swayambhu Manu is the king of the entire world. And Kardama Muni is a simple sadhu who is living on the bank of the river Saraswati in a very small hut. But because of his qualities, because of the austerities, there is no differentiation. And when Swayambhu Manu approaches Kardama Muni, he bows down to him that you are a great Brahmana and please accept my daughter in marriage. So the qualities, the janma, and it is by it's not defined by the money which is in the Kali Yuga. After that, Lord Brahma, what does he say? He says that te garbham pravishta. He has entered into your womb. Who? Esha, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Which Supreme Personality of Godhead? The Katavardhana, the one who killed the demon Katav. So there are many things we can consider here. First is that Lord is omnipotent and omnipresent. We see from various incarnations which Lord takes. For example, Narsimhadev, when time comes to protect his devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, he appears, he doesn't, at that time, he doesn't wait for and appears from the womb of a mother and a father. He can defy all the rules. So he appears right from the pillar to protect and to keep the word of his devotee. So, and similarly, Lord Varahadev, he appears from the nostril of Lord Brahma. In context of Kaitav and Madhu and Kaitav demons, Lord Hayagriv, in the form of Hayagriv, he appears from sacrifice. So we can see that Lord is present everywhere, and then he can appear in whatever form he wants. Lord appears from the mind of Vasudev to the womb of Mother Devaki, to the heart of Mother Devaki. And here, in this case, Lord, in the form of Kapiladev, he appears in the semen of through the semen, and then goes into the womb of Mother Devahuti. So Lord is omnipotent, and he can do whatever he wants, and he is omnipresent. He is present everywhere. Then he also mentions that Katavardhana. Katavardhana is when at the beginning of the creation, these two demons, Madhu and Katav, they actually stole all the Vedas. They took away all the Vedas from Lord Brahma, and then they took it to the bottom of the Garbhoda Kosha. And to retrieve that and to kill the two demons, on the prayer of demigods and Lord Brahma, Lord appeared in the form of Hayagriva, and he went and killed these two demons and reestablished the Vedas. So from a personal experience, Lord Brahma is speaking that please do not worry. Your avidya and asanshaya will actually, these knots, is using the word avidya asanshaya granthim, these knots of avidya and asanshaya will be resolved by the same Lord, because he is appearing. I know that he is appearing as Lord Kapiladev, who will appear in the form, where he will have golden hair, lotus petal eyes, and with the mark of lotus on his feet, and he will be a proponent of Sankhya philosophy, and he will resolve all your doubts, and he will remove all this avidya from your heart, and that Lord Brahma is telling from personal experience. And at the same time, he is also referring to, Acharya has explained that he is saying that these doubts may come, and that is because we all are under the spell of the material energy. And we all have this ahamkara, false ego, which was explained by Srila Prabhupada in the purport that this doubtful knowledge, why this is? This is because of the junction of matter and spirit. We are spirit, our actual position is to be, is part and parcel of Krishna and to serve Krishna. That is our actual position. But because we have come in contact with this separated energy of Lord, that is what is causing this forgetfulness of our relationship with Lord. And because of that, we come across these different doubts. And with his presence and with his words, Lord Brahma is reminding that I have also come under this spell. Not Madhu and Katav is one spell. Then another is another pastime, Brahma Vimohan Leela, where Krishna was enjoying the pastime with his Gopa friends, and at that time, Lord Brahma became doubtful. He could not understand that who is this boy who is killing such powerful demons, and is at the same time losing in play with his friends, and then those are actually winning in the uh, match of wrestling. These boys can beat Krishna in the match of wrestling, but at the same time, he's killing these big demons, and he's just 5 year old. So Lord Brahma stole all the gopas and all the calves to see that, okay, let me see to the extent of, let me try to measure the extent of power this small boy has. And even at that time, Lord Krishna, understanding that Lord Brahma is his devotee, and he actually dispels all the doubts in his heart, where Lord Krishna expands into each gopa and each calf which Lord Brahma has taken into. And Lord Brahma took them in a moment time, he took them to a place, and then put them into yoga nidra, sleep. And then when he came back, by that time, because a moment of Lord Brahma is was equal to an year on the earthly planet. So a year had passed, and by that time, Krishna has expanded into all these gopas, exactly like them, dressed exactly like them, behaved exactly like them, and then the calves, and then gave full pleasure to all the gopis, elderly gopis, uh, in a uh, in the Vatsalya Rasa, and to all the cows. They all experienced so much satisfaction, because they could not understand that why suddenly our affection, our love has increased towards our sons. And cows could not understand that why I am, you know, being so much affectionate. There's natural affection towards one's offspring, but there was more and more. And the reason was because all of them were Krishna. And in fact, I was talking to Hariparshad Prabhu, and he mentioned that during this one year period is when all these gopas actually got married to gopis. Their marriage happened. So when even when Lord Brahma came and returned all the cowherd boys, by the time Krishna, in the form of those cowherd boys, he was married to all these gopis. So when he was actually doing this rasa dance and enjoying with the gopis, he was actually properly married to these gopis. So this is something which is little internally we deviated, but Yes. So coming back to the topic. So Lord Brahma is by this personal experience, he is bringing this context and is telling to Mother Devahuti that all your doubts will be resolved and please do not worry. Then we come back to Srila Prabhupada's purport, where in the purport he is saying that uh, this this junction of matter and spirit is the reason we are forgetting about our relationship with Krishna. And what is the then how do we come out of this? So we can come out of this by hearing, you know. And how do we hear? By proper knowledge received from the scriptures in disciplic succession and by proper application of that knowledge. So there are two things which Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. First is that by receiving that knowledge, and by receiving that knowledge is, how do we receive the knowledge? By Shravanam. We also know that, even in our Navadha Bhakti, which is described by Prahlad Maharaj, is that Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So first is Shravanam. Then comes Pad Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, Shakhyam, Atmanivedam. But first is Shravanam. And that Shravanam should happen from not any and every Shravanam will help, but that Shravanam has to happen in the disciplic succession. And here Lord Brahma, who is the from where the Sampradaya, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya, we are connected to. So in that Sampradaya, he is the first person who is starting the Sampradaya. So he's telling in that, so this listening has to happen in this Sampradaya, unbroken chain of disciplic succession. And then second part, which Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, that after listening, we have to have the proper application of that knowledge. And what is the proper application of that knowledge is, application of that knowledge is by performing devotional service. And then devotional service can be performed in many ways, primarily these 9 processes of bhakti, where one is using the senses, one's senses to serve the master of the senses by serving the Rishikesh by our Rishik, by our senses, we are able to apply that knowledge. And Krishna tells that there is, it's very simple. Yat karoshi yadaknashi, yat juhoshi dadasi. Whatever you do it for the satisfaction of Krishna. Just like, whatever we don't have to have a very elaborate course based on one's capacity, but one can, even if one doesn't have too much riches, whatever simple, because Lord is happy even by patram pushpam phalam toyam, just by the some fruits, flowers, leaves, and water, we can serve Supreme Personality of God. Acharyas explained that bhakti is so simple that one can miss. From outside, it may not look like that this person is doing bhakti, devotional service, but internally the person is perfectly situated and is doing wonderful bhakti. So with that, it's time, and like to stop here. And if there are any corrections, comments, we can take that up in the Bhagavad Seva group. Over to you, Madhupati Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Krishna. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. I would like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Sinu Singho, Jai
Jaya Singha,
Nrsingo,
Jana
Jai Jai
Singha,
Nrsingo,
Jana Singha,
Praladesha, Jaya Padma Mukha
Padma
Padma
Mukha
Namo,
Padma Bringam,
Ugra Veera
Brahmiram
Mahavishnu,
Mahavishnu
Jalantam
Jalantam
Nrsingham
Sarvatomkham,
Vishnu
Nasinga
Bhadram
Bhishanam
Nityam
Bhadram Mutyam
Namiham.
Mutyam Namamyaham.
Nrsinga Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki
Jai,
jai. Let's offer our
Jai.
humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha
Vancha
kalpatarubhayasya kripa sindhu
Kalpatarubhasya Kripa
bhayavacha
Sindhu Bhaivacha
patitanam
Patitanam
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Pavanebhyo
namaha.
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo.
वैष्णवबिंद की जय, ग्रंथराज
Jai,
भारतम की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद
Jai,
गौर प्रेमानंदे
Jai.
हरि हरि।
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, everybody.
Hare
Hare Krishna.